Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Anno. Now finally after the conclusion of Besa we can, focus again more on city building in the old world, more precisely on Crown Falls Monument Row Center. In this case here, we have two monuments we can finish now. The first one is the Imperial Institute. Well, not really finished, but we can finish phase 2 of this one here to start then the final phase. There it is. For the final phase, we actually need something that we don't have that much right now, and that's 1,000 engineers. We're already quite negative on engineers. That's because of our other constructions that we have going. So let's quickly move over here to our Skyland Tower now, the grand monument in the center of it all, because we have finished phase 4 of 4 after all the chaos, surrounding this construction site. And with this, Crown Falls
my tower stands.
has it.
The true gold standard. Let the fools try and surpass it. It'll be real fun watching them fail. Oh, what a legacy. Immortalize our victory. Let all know who built the highest tower of the era. All that trouble must be worth something. The world won't forget what we all achieved. They'll remember us as pioneers.
But that's nothing to what Theodora and the workers accomplished. So, well done. I might
With a little
disappear
tear in his
for a
eyes,
drink.
he also accomplishes his partner,
I don't feel the need to
Theodora
apologize, but I will say this,
Thistlethorpe.
that the Skyline Tower at least has a vision behind it. It'll change the skyline forever. Let's gather together. The project didn't go without a few major hiccups, and I'd like to address a couple of things before I leave you to your
So
tower.
we want to limit this to 1 tower per city, so we cannot build a second one. There's a lot of contention surrounding this tower, and agree to the limit of 1 per city. Good. Next, the tower should be dedicated to a single cause. What is this cause? Environmental awareness, anti-consumerism campaign, fair and optimistic future. And I think, this makes sense. This is the only thing that makes sense. You're not building a Skyland Tower to increase environmental awareness. I mean, what the hell? And you're also not building such a massive tower to promote anti-consumerism campaign. These two options really don't make sense, right? So we're of course going with a fair and optimistic future.
I'm done with this, Donny. I'll get back to my own projects now.
Environmental awareness.
This gent, Theodora,
You're not fired, you know? I could keep you as my advisor. Increased salary, vacation, it'd be my honor.
I'm not fired. I'm not fired. How about this, Donny Bader? You work for me from now on. I run the company and you get me the cash. I get an office at the top of the tower. You can start by getting me a coffee. Gaelic.
The fire left ruins.
Okay, with that we're getting a buff. And we are also now, I don't know if it's really finished. There should be still kind of something coming. And of course this was the quest line to the Skyland Tower. And the Skyland Tower now sits in the center of it, and it actually has its own mechanic, right? So it is getting affected by all the people in the surrounding area, by the needs that we have fulfilled. And as we can see, there's now investors moving in because we have fulfilled all the needs of this. So it's going to take quite some time, right, for these investors. And there's 4,000 of them sitting. By comparison, in a normal tier 5 skyscraper, there's up to 470 residing. So this one has 10 of these towers here, almost
I heard of a chap
in one of
raving
them,
about a
right?
mile-high
In one building.
skyscraper he
Also,
plans to
happiness gets fully maximized out
But
right away,
something
except our
tells me
subway
the record
and the
of the
lifestyle
Skyline
needs. We could
Tower
probably do
will be
something. Wait a
safe for
second.
quite some
I
time
would like
yet.
to give it the letters. Can we do this? Oh, that's a pity. You can't put letters in it, so that's out of the question. We do get the detergent supply though, thanks to our item, right? And we also get the toaster.
Ship
That's another
under
100
attack.
investors. And we get the banker's lamp supply. That's another 100 investors moving in. There's a lot of different products that we would need to get in now as well. Also, a bus stop is required for this. So let's just see where we could have one. I do have a bus stop over there. And this one gets its own bus stop, probably here in the back of it. Could also make it instead of one of these towers there. Oh, by the way, these two monuments here can also get a bus stop.
people with a coarse air.
It's a bit hidden. Over there we can do this. So that my tourists also get now access to the Skyland Tower. There it is, 100%.
Daddy's little place, up on Mount Olympus.
We're getting 50 influence out of this and almost 800 attractiveness. I would also like to add some smaller ornaments to this building here, even though the building itself already comes with a nice entrance there. But we should still have something in front of it. So a nice little extra special entrance for it. Nah, it doesn't fit. That's a bit better. And probably would like to do the same thing on the other side, just like that. There you go. So that we have some special entrances mirroring each other just beside that tower. Still, investors are moving in. 2,000 we have already in here as well, leading to a total investor population of 141,000 right now. I also really like how the Skyland Tower is looking from the ground. All the way here in the city center. And of course, we can enter it too. And get all the way to the top, overlooking the city. Our town hall over there. And only in this mode do you get kind of like the sense of scale that this game actually provides. And this really is the culmination, the biggest monument of them all, right here in the center of Crown Falls. Now, the city center is almost concluded. We're still waiting for some more monuments over there. And that's about it. Now, what we still need to do, though, is, yeah, we have a bit of an engineer shortage. So I do have a lot of artisans still that we can upgrade and repair. So let's just do this here. Also, a lot of workers, by the way, since we have Asterix that is continuing to grow. So we don't need to have any workers here. And I would really like to push more of them to the next level. The same applies up here on this plateau, right, where we have also a lot of workers still.
The people
there you go.
Celebrate your
and then
leadership.
probably here a few more upgrades. And then we should also go ahead and upgrade more artisans to engineers. Here we have still a few. Of course, I think we need to extend the range of some of my service buildings. There are a lot of artisans here that we can push. So with this, we have an even workforce again here. And with that, finally, the construction here can now resume. Another thing I would like to do now is Lady Jane's Arctic Appeal. For 2 years, Lady Jane Faithful has been preparing to find her husband's expedition, which got lost in the Arctic while looking for the Northwest Passage. She hopes you will agree to become the last and most crucial member of her rescue team, and is offering handsome rewards in exchange. But the journey will not be easy. If you don't want to meet the same fate as Sir John and his crew, you'd be best prepared for a difficult expedition. So finally, I've heard it in the comments long enough now, about the Arctic. I wanted to conclude Mbesa first, so that we can now start the passage expedition. This will open up the Arctic and gas exploitation for us. Now for this expedition, we do need force and navigation, so we don't need to have a military ship on it. Let's just find out. A Bismarck is probably too much, but we could go with one of my many battleships that we have.
On course.
So let's go with Homonoia, that we can send on. We could also equip it with some more ship items. So we got Vice Admiral Adams. This gives me also navigation and also a nice morale booster. And Vice Admiral Romanov could also join for that morale boost that she gives with us. And ration wise, I can go with Schnapps. That gives me also medicine. And hunting, we can go probably for fur coats. We should definitely take fur coats with us, as it's quite cold up there. And for a bit of crafting, I would like to go ahead and get me a bit of timber off as well. With that, we can start the expedition of a fully equipped battleship ready to take on this mission. It's getting cold out there, so best prepare as much coal and oil as possible. As we are going to need quite a few trade routes in the Arctic, I could also prepare this. We already have one airship here, Celis. Do we have more finished in the New World? Yes, there it is, Typhon. Let's also get Typhon over here to Crown Falls right away. And I would like to build more, and that is the Sapphire, the largest airship ever constructed. What this behemoth lacks in speed, it makes up for its cargo space. Let's build 2 of them. And the Boreas is an airship that we can unlock in the Arctic. The ship is leaving port into an unknown future where it's very cold all year long. Alright, next we have it, the Sapphire, the biggest airship there is. This one here will be quite handy for our transportation between the Arctic and Crown Falls, so let's also get this one over right away. While we're in the New World, let's also focus on another good, but we haven't touched it. It's one of the most complicated ones that you can have in Anno. It's one of the endgame products, that's the fan, only surpassed by the scooter. And in this case here, the fan, let's just have a look at that, is down here as one of the needs that we have. And interestingly enough, it's also in the skyscraper investors available here as a lifestyle need, and this actually gives me quite a few investors per building in addition if I provide this. So that's, well, a good reason for us to push more investors. And with that, let's go back because we need to prepare a couple of things for this first. We have a nice industry area over here in Manola that will do the trick for us. Here we can have our industrial buildings. The first one is the celluloid factory, the chemical plant that we need to have. That we can have then somewhere over here. We're going to need a nice surplus of this because the celluloids are also being used then for toys that my investors need in Crown Falls, right? So that is something I definitely want to have here somewhere. This needs cotton. All right, we have that. It needs camphor wax. That is something we don't have yet. My cotton production is over here in Fabes, so it can stay here, of course. And in addition, we could get the camphor wax going here as well. The reason for this is we can simplify our trade routes with that. It is producing actually 2 per minute. That is actually a nice output that we have here. And since my fan demand will probably not be very high, let's just quickly check it out. I think it's not even unlocked. No, it's not unlocked yet for Crown Falls anyway. And we barely scratch 1 ton, right? So you really don't need that much of it. The celluloids you do need then also for toys, so there is definitely going to be a demand for this and also for the scooters, but it's never going to be like 10 tons or something like that, right? So even if we build now 5 of them, we will already have a nice surplus production of this going here. Workforce is fine, so let's actually build them right away. We have a bauxite deposit over there that we could use in addition. So with that, look at that, that's already 8 tons. That's 10 tons of production here that we have now for the camphor wax, right? So this is already going to be quite nice. Let's build 2 warehouses here since there's actually quite some traffic happening here then. That would be here, and you are going here. You are going this way, and you're going this way, right? With that, we have it. The other thing is, though, the cotton. Let's just quickly check it out as well. We're producing 18 tons of that. And in Manola, we have a consumption of 52. That's because of my cotton fabric, right? But as you can see, the demand is really not that high, right? It's not 52 tons, it's 20 tons. So we're looking at not really a surplus production there yet. So this is also something we should touch. Now we have the ability here to build a fertilizer. To get this going, we need the fertilizers though for that, or the tractor. I'm actually going to go with the fertilizers for this one here to further boost them, but we can also just go ahead with more cotton plantations, of course, that we can have then in this zone here. And let's also do that on top of that. We're going to need a lot of cotton for all of the things that are coming our way here, so let's just go ahead and get them going there. And also upgrade this one. Fabas has a really good foundation here, really, right? With all of the things that we have going here. So it's going to be a great city, great island for us. Alright, with all of this, we definitely will need a new trade route. We have a trade route going right now. And it's actually an airship that we use for this to get the cotton and the fish oil over. It's not delivering that much of it. The trade route is very short, right? And we have 5 cargo slots here. So yeah, this one's pretty much done, right? I don't wanna have it going for anything else here. Now, speaking about the fertilizer, we can use our hacienda. We do have right in range our alpaca production up there that we can use for this. We still need to make a slight adjustment here. That is this field. There you go. And with that, we can now go ahead and say, build me the hacienda fertilizer works right here. So only the Hacienda Works needs to be in the range, right? The alpaca farms, I don't care. But look at that. It's a nice boost already. I may even consider building a second one here because I think this will be overloaded a bit. But we'll just see how that goes. Right, and we can now go in and just check it out. Potential production will be 2 tons. That could not be enough. We have so many alpacas here. There can definitely be a second fertilizer work going for us. Unfortunately, these are normal fields, so they're not going to work out for us, right? And over here, we don't have any animal farms. So in this case, having a second one might work just here, right? This is still within range. Definitely this one though. So let's actually go ahead and get me a second fertilizer work in here. We could, of course, also import the fertilizers from Crown Falls, right? That would also be possible to some extent. But right now, let's not do this. Here, we'll need to adjust a few things, unfortunately, so that we get the right amount of fields in. This one has 4 now, 4. This one has 3. And here we have the cliffs, unfortunately. They're not working out that well for us. But now it's fine. There you go. And this has it all. This one has it. This one has it. And this will lead to a production for fertilizers now of 4 tons. That is just fine. And with that, we can actually go ahead and get me a new trade route going. Do I have another steamship here? Yeah, I do. Very nice. Right here, waiting already. It also has the Sing Steel double hull. Let's actually unload this one. I don't need this. And this ship here is now going to be my new Fabes trade route between Manola and Fabes. And we can say now, pick up the fertilizers in Manola, right? And also pick up then the cotton once again. So I know, right? The oh, where's cotton? Not cotton fabric. This one is picking up the cotton as well in addition. And it's picking up then definitely the camphor wax. There it is. And 2 times, please, right? And let's unload this all in Manola then. We could also say the fish oil, but let's not overdo it. And then my ship is going for it. I mean, it's a very low volume trade route. We could also just put one of my clippers on it. It's also very short, so speed does not matter really. Let's not do this. Let's use my cargo ships. One with the white flag is still way too much. Let's go with a one that has no white flag, because we definitely don't need a white flag on this trade route here. Working for us. Very good. So it still takes some time anyway for the fertilizers to kick in. One thing I can get over though here right now is bricks. Oh my god, we have so many juicy bricks in Manola. That's great. And also some steel beams here. Let's get this over. And with all of this, 900 Jornaleros.
Has returned from its voyage.
Let's upgrade a few of them. Oh, that was fast, right? My Sapphire already arrived. And by the way, newspaper is fine. Yeah, Passage Expedition has something going. It is late summer when the expedition reaches the chilling sound, and yet the conditions in these ICCs are already challenging. The wind only has to pick up, and the men are tugging up their collars and tampering below deck. It seems hopeless to think Sir John Faithful's men could have lasted 3 winters here. Beyond chilling sound, the seaway divides. To the west lies the chain of small islands separated by partially melted ice. To the south, a long, dark headland crowned with snow that hazes out to sight. Now let's go with the west.
Cash of hook and cutlass.
It doesn't really matter. I think last time I went through the south. And the first severe blizzard, you've only just caught sight of the baffling islands, literal, when the headwind suddenly whips up and a dark fringe of cloud appears in the heavens. All take cover below deck, as rock-hard pellets of ice begin to pelt the ship with such force as to cause lasting damage. We've lost control of her, screams the navigator, but it'd take a hero to go back out that. Save the propellers from the ice. Since we have a force bonus, we get the bonus here, and you have a hardy legion indeed. They rush to the tarpaulins and with commendable teamwork and physical strength in the challenging conditions are able to pull them over the ship's most sensitive instruments. The heroes wait out the storm in luxury. And the expedition continues deeper into the ice. There are the building materials. Let's get them off board. With that, I would also like to... Do we need another pier? No, we don't need that. We have 100 tons of storage. That's not a lot. So the first thing I would like to do here is increasing my storage capacity right away. We can use these spaces here that we have, right? To get us a bit more storage in. And use this space here as well. There you go. Pushing us to 390 right away. That will be enough. And then we can go in and build us those. Oh, this one actually does not have all the fields that it requires. Stranger things can happen. There you go. Now it has it. And let's, by the way, also upgrade the roads here. Speeding up transportation. Let's get you an upgrade. The upgrade here is very important indeed, because, you know, the traffic will just increase with all of these additional boosts now. So there's the fertilizer then, costing me a bit, but that's going to be fine. And once the fertilizers kick in, we're going to see a nice bump here in production. Still gotta be careful to not consume all the cotton that we produce here, right? So we will need to do some adjustments there in Manola as well. Actually, we're out of timber. Get this one back home again. And here, let's just have a quick look towards my cotton mills.
You gained an influence
I think
bonus.
we have them over here. There they are. It's too many, right? Definitely. We don't need that much cotton fabric. So I can at least pause these guys here. That's halving our production now for the cotton. And this leads them to a production of 28, right? The demand is 20. So even that is probably not enough. And that's fine now, right? And with that, we should also have then a comfortable production of cotton. Let's just check it out with Fabes. We're now at a 20. Once the fertilizers kick in, this will be a 30. It's still a bit too tight, honestly. So we are going to boost it even further with those fertilizers. These. Actually, quite a lot of timber. I was not expecting that much timber, so we're going to take another round here. Now for my fan production, there's still two more things that I need to prepare for this. First of all, we need to have a bigger steel input. We can't produce that here. And the other one is the copper. That is something we also cannot produce here. So I will need to create a new trade route. Now I'm going to go with a completely fresh trade route for this. That we can choose here between Manola now and also then Crown Falls over there. And we're going to say pick up please steel. And the thing is, yes, we're already out of steel in Crown Falls, so I will need to reinforce this a bit further. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and get us 300 tons of steel over. It's too much, right? But it's better too much and cap it than it's too little. And that's steel. And then we also need copper. That we should have in high quantity. I'm actually going to leave one spot available just in case, and we're going with a white flagship for sure on this trade route here. Now let's head back though and see what's going on with my steel production. I had a feeling that we should be running out of it at some point now, and I'm pretty sure it's not my coal and iron input that we have, so I'm pretty sure we have enough of that, but it's my consumption rates, right? They're really high right now. And one thing, of course, is that we boosted our steel beam production with the monument building. We can actually get rid of them again, right? That's the steelworks that we have here. They're consuming a lot of it, and we don't need that much. So let's get rid of all 4 of them that we built here, and the 5th one down here, because we still have those guys here, and that's going to be fine. So that's one way of tackling this problem. Oh, and we're just now getting the message that Bente canceled the trade routes with us.
All proceeds go
That's not
directly
good.
to
Okay, let's push it to 38 again.
What is selfless active?
She does not want to go with Alliance though anymore, so she broke that. We are getting worse relationship with her. That's really not good. So that leaves me with the last step of what we still need to do for the fan production here now. We need the satellite plants, and since we do need a few of them also for Crown Falls, I might actually make it their own site. So here it looks like a nice site that we have, and if we have 4 here, this would be a production of 8. It is improved by electricity, so that means this is already 16 tons of satellite production. That will be fine, really. And with that going, can we squeeze you in like this? Perfect. So this looks a bit cleaner here. And then we have the motor assembly plant. We're going to need this also for the scooters, as far as I know. Yes. And this one requires electricity though. So we have a total production here possible of 2 tons. We need also the cable factory improved by electricity. Very good. I would like to have this at the edge somewhere, because I think we are not going to need that many. So that would mean 2 tons that we produce here. You know what? Can we squeeze it in here? Yeah. Right, let's just do it like that. because this leads then to a total production of 8 tons. That will be also enough, I think. We'll just see. If it's not enough, we can just build more. We have plenty of space here in Manola for these production chains. And that's that. The aluminum production is already there. The celluloid is there. The cable factory is there. The motor assembly line is now missing. This is required. And the fan production requires electricity too. Produces 2 tons per minute. 2 tons per minute. So this is a 1-to-1 ratio that we have here. And I think with building 2 fan factories will be golden already. So this is a huge one though, right? This takes a lot of space, and we probably will need to have 4 of them going. That will be a total production of 8 as well, right? And with that we have then the fan going here 2 times for now, because that's already 4 tons, and fans is really a low volume product, so 2 of them should be fine, and if it's more then we just add a couple more here. So with this, that's the whole production chain now that we have for the fan production, and then we can just have the scooter production aligned, because as you can see, most of the products here we have then already going, right? That's the cable factory, that's the motor assembly line, the cow truck we have anyway, and that means the scooter factory will also be not that far away anymore. We can place it here somewhere, for example, 2 of them, and that only means that I need the laboratory pigments. The saltpeter we have already, so that means I only need the mineral mine, and that we have on Manola as well, right? So we have 7 of these spots available. There is one here. We're producing, it's producing 4 tons of minerals per minute. That's a lot. So in this case, we could go ahead and have one here, for example. It definitely will need its own warehouse with that amount of production that we have going here. Let's build this one already, right? Gets the minerals going. And this one leads now to the pigment factory that I can have. And 1 is already enough for 1 scooter factory. And 2 of them will be enough for 3 scooter factories. So in this case, let's just see, we can nicely squeeze them in here. And we probably go with 4 because we need pigments for something else then as well down the road. Very good. So with that, we actually solved now 2 of the most complicated products in this game at the same time, right? So both of them will now be coming in. Can't wait for this, because these are the last massive complex goods that my artistas have down here. Then we have fully satisfied the artistas, and then we could work on some more service buildings. So the Samba school, that's something that also will need the pigments. There you go. With that, we have then already everything here as well for the Samba school, and the cinema already has everything in as well with the celluloids coming in. So we can combine all of this into one great boost for our population in Manola. I love it how we come along here, and then we continue onwards in the next episode. But of course, we should end this episode with our beautiful massive monument that we finished, crowning achievement of this great city. Stay tuned.